I don't know, Domo. I don't think I can do it. I don't... Oh, you're a slave driver. So I have spent... I'm filming this here. Where we're just about 5 p.m. About 4 hours after I did the last episode. So I have 5 beer, 2 Jaeger in me, and this still isn't interesting. I look at this, and my buzz starts to go away. And normally I'm a pretty cheery, fun guy. Oh my god, this book. So normally, I'm going to put this way, okay. Doreen, I have no argument with Doreen as a character, right? Yeah, okay, Steve Ditko made her up as a joke character, but there's nothing that says you can't take a joke character and turn them into something fun, right? I think if we didn't have Gwenpool running around, I think a properly written Squirrel Girl comic would fill the niche of a comedic book in amongst all of the rather serious books Marvel does. Unfortunately, we have this. Now, I'm fully aware there's a Canadian involved with this, and as a Canadian I would apologize for this, but fuck you, I'm not. There's no apology for this. You ran off the States, you're an American now. U.S., America, he's your problem. It's not ours anymore. He's your problem. The 26, there's 7 or 8 different artists, and yet still like 2 writers. And Jim Davis, because if you're going to hire someone that's only in it for the money, why not get him? None of the people involved in this are interested anyway. Start off, we have Tumblr Art. Fucking, look at this. Is that Tumblr Art? It's 2017. It's a Marvel comic. And we're looking at bad Tumblr art. This will be your first issue. There's something drastically wrong with this situation. Shit like this. This was me when I was 7. Okay? Even I managed to figure out, after using Transformers as a guide to how to do perspective and stuff, I still managed better, more detailed shit than this. And someday I'll dig it out and I can fucking prove it to you. We get the only story here that... I don't even know why this is here. As though someone thought this was funny. Oh, she's going to make out with Howard the Duck. A 1-page. There to hold space. It's a burger right there, because that's random and funny, right? Oh, we don't have room. We don't have room for the rest of this very appropriate story. Okay. That's not at all a weird thing to write about yourself and then mail to a friend. Well, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. This is someone decided they're making... And you know what? After what I've had, I'd probably read a Howard the Duck noir. I think that wouldn't be too bad. That could be funny. Properly done could be funny. This is not properly done. This does not need to be here. Especially in a book that's aimed at FASD cases, special children, and people you want to never read comic books. It's like Brain Drain. They ran into him early on in the series. Yes, I've actually read a bunch of this series, because as much fun as it'd be to walk in blind and go, what in the name of fuck is this? I know what that is. It's some guy they rewired to make him a good guy. It's still not funny. Look, he's got his brain floating in here, and he's got a robot body. Old-time feel-good inspiration corner. I'm inspired. You know what I'm inspired to do? Hang on, where are we here? I'm inspired to do this. That's what I'm inspired to do. I'm inspired to keep doing that. To numb the pain of putting up with this comic. Let's get the page here, because it doesn't matter what he's talking about. Oh man! I should have not written and drawn this comic live, so I go back and change things. Now, if this was a 24-hour comic thing, I could see where that joke would make sense. This was not a 24-hour comic thing. This was someone planned this out. Some editor looked at it and thought, yeah, whatever, you know? We thought, yeah, maybe, now I'll just take some more selfies here, and and that's as far as that editing process went. Somehow, this was proposed and someone said, yeah, go ahead with it. Sure, we're not paying attention to anything you're doing anyway. Your book is about to be outsold by My Little Pony, but this one might not be. I'll admit, this one, this series is, where are we here? Whoop, wrong button. Yep, like I said, I'm fucking hammered. This book, so this is the September numbers. So there's Unreadable Squirrel Girl. We are 55 episodes being outsold by My Little Pony. Now, granted, it's probably not a fair metric. My Little Pony has a rather large fandom of people who shouldn't be reading it in the first place. But if your mainstream Marvel book is being outsold by My Little Pony, you might have a problem. You might have a very, very big problem. On top of that, so we got those wonderful Squirrel Girl done in MS Paint colors, right? Well, not GIMP. Probably done in GIMP. Let's be fair here. There's a little tiny bit of shading there. There's the occasional bit of gradient. So this would have been done in GIMP because GIMP's free and anyone can use GIMP. They went through the effort of drawing the door out 3 times, and you can tell because the doorknob's a different size each time. And the ruler lines, you can tell where the ruler lines are, because why would you bother erasing that so your comic doesn't look like abject garbage? After all, it's just a job. You don't care about these characters, the fandom, anything like that, right? Can't wait for the day Disney shows up and hands out a boatload of pink slips. We get, this actually isn't bad. Granted, it's really just a visual gag of something that's been done before. It's one of these poems that you read this way and you read backwards and you get a completely different view of it. For Loki, it works. I don't know why it's in this book. This seems like something that would fit better into like an actual Thor. They've wasted this gag on a book that's probably going to wind up in a landfill somewhere. I think if I were to win the lottery tomorrow, if I bought a ticket, if I bought the lottery tomorrow, I would call up every independent store in Canada. Say, hey, give me, I've got money. Give me all of your issues of Unreadable Squirrel Girl, and then I'd put them into a sea can and burn them, so that the people who bought it would at least get some value out of it, right? You know, here I've drastically increased the value of your book, because it's the only way it's ever going to happen. This wannabe Spider-Man by Craven the Hunter, which is why this story is supposed to be, so the true story as told by Craven the Hunter. So Spidey falls to his death. No one comes. Everyone shows up at Craven's, but he's dead because he out-hunted death. This is a one-page Far Side cartoon. It's not even a Far Side cartoon. Oh, it's written from the point of Craven number 1, like number 1 hunter. I'm surprised he didn't write that on his flagon, on his horn there. That would be silly enough to put there. Oh. We have was probably Eric Henderson's tests for why she should be allowed to do a book on her own. I know the original artist for Squirrel Girl got fired, so she could be brought in, and I'm genuinely curious to see what we would have had. Like, if the art wasn't drastically terrible, maybe we would have seen a better book. Okay, the plots are terrible. Just don't. The plots are garbage. But good art can tank for a bad plot. I know this because I had bought a lot of comics in the 90s that I thought looked great, and I look back at them and the plots were terrible. At the very least, it takes an awesome plot to outdo crap art. I've got a few books like that too, where the art's terrible, but the plot's awesome. This is not one of them. We have a Wolverine story. It's going to shotgun a beer. Having never shotgun a beer, I'm still fairly certain that you cut a hole in the bottom and pop the top, so everything comes down. I said, having never I don't want to shotgun these because I'll get beer all over my computer. And that would put me in an even worse mood than being 3 sheets to the wind and reading Squirrel Girl. Well, this story goes on for a few pages, but you won't care about it. We have... I haven't seen any Tumblr art. This is like someone's project in class. This is something that your parents would be too ashamed to put on the fridge. I don't know why. Like, I get that they wanted a bunch of different artists, but really? Juggernut versus Bat Squirrel, or Tippy Toe the Squirrel. This is not even fridge artwork. It shouldn't be here. No, you shouldn't be here. And finally, we have a 2-page spread by Jim Davis himself, the guy who wrote a comic book that is better when you take the main character out. So I am waiting for someone to take Galactus and just remove him from each one of these panels and see if that makes any of this funnier. I'm fully aware that this is kind of a redo of Jim Davis's original work, and I'll bet you back at my parents' place, stuck somewhere out in the storage shed, is my copy of those big, long, floppy books. Yes, I have 2 hands. Of Garfield strips that I thought were hilarious as a kid, and then stopped thinking it was hilarious after a while, because it's recycled gags. Garfield. I can't even remember the title of it now. I'm not blaming that on being drunk. I'm blaming that on having a bad memory. But they're all the same Garfield jokes. I don't know. This is like the 3rd time Galactus has shown up in a Squirrel Girl comic. And personally, I think that's an insult to Galactus. I think he deserves better. Although I'll bet you Jim Davis' Silver Surfer is probably better than Dan Slott's. And then back to more Tumblr artwork, because I'm guessing, it said, here, tell you what, we'll make an issue that costs $5 to make by getting $4.95 of it was Jim Davis, and the rest was all of this stuff they'd done at home. Hey, can you get your kids to draw Squirrel Girl? And right there's probably the next artist. Waiting in the wings for when this happens. There's a bunch of dialogue here, but who cares? It's terrible. And again, because I use slides on frickin' Windows File Viewer or whatever it is. Yep, there we are. Right above My Little Pony. This is the September numbers. I'm waiting for the October ones, where this will probably be about here. Trying to figure out how many Red Sonja books are out there right now. Isn't someone else doing one? There's a Red... No, it's Wonder Woman and Conan. But once your book hits this threshold, this 1,000 units threshold, you might as well go straight to digital. You're not making a lot of money. right? So Unreadable FASD potato at $4, 40 grand. Diamond takes half, whatever. You're still taking into account printing costs, shipping costs, the handful of people who are willing to take money to admit that they were a part of this. I can't see Marvel making a lot of money, and I honestly don't understand how. Like this, okay, yeah, that's down there. This is like a trade paperback or something. Oh, that can't be. Or a second printing. And this is definitely like a third printing or something like that. Because this is the September numbers, and Metal came out a few months ago. So ignore that one. But when you're down in this territory, right? What an Oni titles up here. Invader Zim sold more than Unreadable Squirrel Girl. That's depressing. And just my biggest complaint about the artwork is this. If you had a book that looked like this, probably overlook most of the plot. This is cute as hell. And I checked. This is oh crap. I even looked it up. It's some Japanese group that does I think a bunch of manga type stuff. They're doing covers for Gwenpool. This is cute. This is amazing. Big eyes, the little nose. Okay, yeah, she's got buck teeth and clip-on ears. This is cute. That's amazingly cute. That isn't. No part of this extra chromosomal looking thing is cute. Anyone that says so is lying because they are afraid to admit that they don't like a shit book because of either the people it's written by or the topic that's in it. You need to be able to admit that something is bad before you can fix it. And if you never admit it's bad, it'll never get fixed. Ever. But this has been an episode of the... Oh, I'll be editing a lot of these burps out. The Great Canadian Neckbeard. And if there's something you'd like me to get mad about, let me know. But I have to drink away the pain of reading this. And I'll see you again later.